The word final often scares us. A final exam, or our parents telling us that our grounding is final. But yet, we essentially become the single most annoying kid in America when we start to whine and beg and plead for a lesser punishment, which we often get. Teachers are the same way. We sweet talk and they know all our tricks, but yet they still give in. But with police officers, it's a completely different story. You cannot by any means change your punishment when you're talking to a police officer. They don't like whining, they don't care for begging, and they will not give any leniency on your punishment. Do you consider it just to be wronged by a police officer but have no way to prove it? But that's why I believe that police officers should be required to record everything while they are on duty, to keep record, disprove accusations, and to establish trust. To begin, we keep record of everything. We keep record of our medical records and our transcripts and everything. Some things we do want to keep record of, and some things we don't. But at traffic stops, it's important to keep record to assure clarity and to make sure that the cop is clearly stating your violation so that you know exactly what you did wrong. And it's also important to make sure that the police officer isn't overstepping his boundaries or being way too forceful unnecessarily. Being forceful is a huge problem and we see it everywhere, and that's why cops have a bad reputation. For car accidents, it's the same. What the police report says is final. It's what you did. You got an offender bender, but you mouthed off to the police officer, it can quickly change into a completely different story. But it's most likely the best if you can just keep your mouth shut and let the case work out by itself. Secondly, disproving accusations can not only be beneficial to you, but also to the police officer. It goes the same for both sides of the party. It's beneficial to disprove your accusations with proof. In courtrooms, words can easily be misinterpreted and manipulated, and you can all of a sudden look like the bad guy if the police is in a bad mood or something. Is the cop twisting your words, and do you have any way to prove it? This is why we should have recording, because you would have ways to prove that, no, I didn't say that, or no, I didn't do that, and no, that didn't happen, or this cop is being way too forceful with me, but you had no way to prove it, so the cop couldn't verify the validity of your words unless you had proof of it. Courts are known for being just, but in 1990, they weren't so just. Rodney King was in a car chase. When he finally got out of his car, he was beaten 53 to 54 times with batons covering the whole length of his body, and then kicked 7 times in the abdomen, which left him dead. Rodney King was a black man, so this turned into a huge racial issue, and the police officers who were involved in this vicious attack, some of them were charged with assault with a deadly weapon, rightfully so, and some weren't charged with anything at all, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But somebody video recorded this, which caused the thought, maybe we should start video recording. All police officers should have recording devices on them so that we can make sure this problem isn't happening, and if it is, we can actually convict everyone. And this can help because it can prevent vicious acts such as this one, and it can help to make sure that the police officers feel like they're being watched so they don't do anything like this again. Just recently I was watching the news, and the Kalamazoo Police Department is now requiring every single one of their police officers to wear video recording devices. Not only is this being recognized as a problem 2,281.3 miles away in Los Angeles in 1990, but it is now being recognized as a problem here in our own state in 2014, which says something. It's being recognized here and it's being recognized there, but it should also be recognized everywhere because this is clearly a huge problem. And finally, trust is the key to any relationship. I feel that you cannot have a safe and conduct a good conversation with a police officer if you're fearful of him. You're not going to say the things you mean, and so I think that it's easier to have a trusting relationship with a police officer, which is why video recording could help establish this trust, because it could have a very good impact and make sure that we understand that not all cops are pigs, which is a statement that people believe worldwide, and it's sad, but it's true that people believe that. People believe that cops are just causing discomfort and trying to be abusive, and cops are known to abuse their powers, but I feel that Everyone in the position of power has the potential to abuse it, and usually they do, so cops should not be the only people labeled under this. And to conclude, final isn't as scary when it comes out of our parents' mouth, because again, we essentially become the most annoying kid in America, and we eventually get what we want. With teachers, we know the tricks of the trade, and we know how to get the grade we want. But with police officers, it's a different story. There's no whining, no leniency, no crying, no begging. You cannot get out of your punishment. Police officers wearing cameras to keep record, disprove accusations, and to establish trust is both beneficial and necessary to the well-being of our society.